Let's be honest, cooking a whole turkey on Christmas Day is chaos. Your oven is full for most of the day, it's stressful, and you're over it. I'm going to teach you the smart way on how to cook this bird. We're going to take the legs off and braise them, and I can show you how you can do this ahead of time. And we're going to cook the crown separately so that you end up with both meats being perfectly juicy and delicious. So let's get into it. Here's the deal. This bird is absolutely massive. Most people will try and cook the turkey all in one go on the day. Now what this means is that one part of this is going to dry out. The secret here is to cook them separately because they cook differently. What we're going to do today is I'm going to take the legs off and slowly braise them, and you can do that ahead of time, meaning that all you need to do on the actual day is cook the crown, and that's going to take over half the time. So then you end up with both very delicious cuts of meat and loads for leftovers the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. First things first, I need to take the legs off. They're quite hefty joints in here. What we want to do is go down through the skin. So I'm just gonna start coming down the side. Don't want to take too much skin away from the crown here. And then in here, you've got a ball joint. Oh, she's heavy. But what I need to do is just cut along the bone to take the legs off, maneuvering it. There we are, there's the ball joint. And then I can take my knife and just cut in underneath. And there's one. So cutting down through the skin. And you can absolutely ask your butcher to do this. Coming down like so. Get that ball joint. Like so. Like, okay. 1 and 2. And then we can work on the wings. Good God, they're massive. Same process, but we don't want to be cutting into the breast at any point here. Trying to work my way in to the joint of here. There we go, coming in underneath like that. Wing, feel it, freeing it up, coming along. Okay. Now you've got your crown. You could stuff the whole thing here, but actually I'm going to take it all the way off, so you've just got the breast on the breastplate. And then we've got our wings and our legs that are absolutely massive that we're going to braise separately. And now I need to cut through the cavity to neaten this up. So I'm just cutting either side of the bones that run around this way and then coming back underneath it, just so that I can free up the whole crown and then I can neaten it up. Cutting through like so, making all the horrible noises. Okay, and there we have it. The crown. After a bit of fighting, because she's a big bird, I have got 2 legs. I've got the wings, which we can also braise down along with the legs. I've got the backbone, which will make great stock. So if you roast this off, you can make stock from that one. And then you've got your crown itself still on the bone, and that's going to stop it from drying out as it's cooking. And then the next thing we're going to do is braise our legs. And you can do this way ahead of time. All of this, you've basically halved your cooking time on the day. So braising. First thing that we're going to do is get some colour onto these legs, because when we put it into the oven, we're cooking it quite low and slow. So you want to get really, really good colour on this, and we're going to get that in our pan. Then once we do that, we're going to put it into here, which is a trivet. So in here, I have got some carrots, some celery, some onion, some lovely herbs, so some rosemary and some sage and some thyme, and I've also got some orange that I'm going to put in there later. To start off with my turkey legs, I need to put some salt on them. Generously season these ones. I don't need to go on with any oil or anything to start with. The skin is just going to render down and you're going to get lovely fat from it. But be generous with the salt at this point because there's a lot of meat there. And we're just using a Maldon sea salt for this one. Really go for it. Don't be shy. Go on the other side as well. I'm also going to pop a really lovely flavoured butter on this so that it cooks down and sinks right into the skin. It'll be absolutely delicious. Then we're going to get some rapeseed oil in my pan. We're going to have to do this 1 leg at a time. So in it goes. And just leave it to get colour. Any of that golden bits that get stuck to the bottom of the pan, we're going to deglaze with some wine and some stock. So it's fine if it gets colour, but we want that colour. And just leave it. Just leave it to do its thing. Lovely. Getting a nice golden colour on there. Not quite there yet. This is the colour I'm after. This lovely golden colour. And it's also helping to render the fat from the skin slightly. This you can make crispy again after you braise it by putting it on a tray and popping it in under the grill and getting a crisp. But this is a great start here. So I'm going to put this now into my glass dish with all of my trivet vegetables. I'm going to do all of these ones all together, and then I'm going to add my braising liquid as well. And we're going to deglaze the pan with our white wine and also some stock, which is going to help slowly cook it. So the method of braising is where you cook something really nice and slowly. There's a lot of collagen and a lot of fibers to break down in the leg. The leg does a lot of movement. So the longer that you can cook it for, and the lower and the slower, the juicier and the more pull apart soft it will be. So my legs are nice and golden brown now. I've got a good sear and a good colour on them. What I can do as well, as whilst my pan is still hot, is I've got these lovely orange bits. And what we can do is just get them a good sear on there. You could also put some garlic in here as well. So some half bulbs of garlic would be lovely. Just get a bit of colour on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to deglaze this pan with some wine. Your house is going to smell amazing. All I'm trying to do here is get a bit of caramelisation on here, get a bit of colour, get those delicious flavours from the orange going. Got some lovely colour on this orange now. And what you can do as well is just give it a good kind of squeeze over the top. Then we need to deglaze this pan with some wine. Just deglaze it, just gets all of these lovely caramelized and juicy bits from the bottom of this pan. Whew. Let that reduce down just so that it gets rid of the very acidic wine flavor. And then we can pop that in to our braising tray. The pan is deglazed and I've got all these lovely meaty, juicy bits from the bottom. I'm gonna pour that into there. We're going to go with some chicken stock, nice good chicken stock. This can be the start of your gravy as well. So good chicken stock into here, some braising juices. My stock is in, my wine is in, my legs are ready to go. Now I need to pop a bit of this flavoured butter on, and I'm also going to use this on the crown as well. So make loads of it. And again, you can get ahead of this. This is a cranberry, orange and herb butter. I can just pop this over the top and it's just going to melt in. Bit of this on top of here. And then just pop that onto the skin. Now I'm going to double foil this. I'm going to foil it again, make sure that it's really, really nice and snug. And this is going to go into the oven at about 160 for about 2 to 3 hours. We're going to keep an eye on it as we're cooking it. We want this to fall off the bone. This you could do 3 days ahead. So you can get way ahead of the day and then you can reheat it on the day. Now for the easy part, which is the crown. This is going to take the least time to cook. And this next bit here, you can do the day before and then you can cook it on the day. So we are going to put some butter up inside the skin of this turkey. And this is the tool to use. And I'm just going to get it into the skin and the cavity just here and just start to push the skin away from the breast meat. What this does is it loosens the skin so that when you put the butter in, you can push it all the way up to the top. You could absolutely just put the butter on top, but actually what I find is that you get a juicier breast and then things don't burn. Butter, and then you can push it all the way to the ends. And just keep going with this until the whole bird is done. I've buttered all under the skin of this. The butter recipe will be on the blog along with the turkey, so you won't miss out on that one. I'm going to pop some oil over the top. Just rub that in, so just a rapeseed oil, and then I'm going to pop a good generous pinch of salt on top. You could put pepper on top as well. I'm looking for the internal temperature of this to be around 65 to 70 when I take this out, and it is going to rise up in temperature to about 75 and it will be perfectly juicy. This is going to take about an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours, but we're going to use a probe for this. This is ready to go in the oven. I'll see it in a bit. And here we have our beautifully cooked turkey breast. Really lovely golden brown, but the proof is in the slicing. So this has been resting now for about an hour. So it should still be nice and juicy, but let's have a little look. Oh my. Look at that. Beautiful, juicy, no dry turkey in sight. Still hot, and it's just got a lovely texture to it. I'm chuffed. And here are the gorgeously braised legs. So do not ever get rid of all of this. This is liquid gold. This is your gravy base. What you will probably need to do with this is let it cool down, and then you can skim the fat off because the skin has a lot of fat. But after that, you reduce this down and it is at least the base for your stock. Absolutely delicious. And the legs themselves, we will just be able to just pull away from the bone. I'm using gloves because this is still quite hot. Pulls away and you've got this lovely, delicious meat. And look at all of that gorgeous colour. The skin won't ever be crispy, but it's going to be delicious anyway. So the best bit about doing the whole turkey is that you get the lovely, delicious breast, but you also get the legs that are great in their own right, but actually you get that for your pies, you get that for your curries, and also you get this lovely base for your gravy that you wouldn't get if you just did the crown itself. And really, you're getting a lot more for your money this way. So there you go, a smarter, juicier, and easier way to do your turkey this Christmas. The recipe for this will be in the description below. And if you do make it, then comment and let us know how it goes. We are going to be doing a lot more tips and tricks for Christmas, so do subscribe so that you don't miss out. Happy cooking!